The answer why a lot of Asian people have luxurious brands. Calvin Klein, Chanel, legally don't go to the shopping malls in Tokyo, much cheaper comparing to Europe. Cinema in Thailand is something out of this world. Thailand, Vietnam, Japan. My name is Yulia. In the last 2 years, I lived in Asia in different countries. And let's start from Thailand because that was insane. Bangkok has over 46 popular shopping malls and much more less popular. I lived in Bangkok for 1 year, and the first 2 months, my plans for weekends were shopping each weekends. Because those malls are so huge that you need to come there several times to see everything. They build new, bigger, more luxurious, more modern shopping malls all the time. So once they finally explored another shopping mall, they already built a new one. Three best things about shopping malls in Bangkok. There are all the famous brands that you could imagine. They have incredible authentic food courts with very reachable prices. There are plenty of shops with Asian brands, but prices they are much cheaper comparing to Europe. Shopping malls in Thailand not only huge, they are very beautiful. The interior is incredible. All the time they create something new, like beautiful decorations for different festivals, concerts. Outside food courts, so this is interesting all the time, all the year. I recommend you to buy these brands first because they are much cheaper comparing to Europe. Also, I'd like to recommend you to shop for some new glasses because there are plenty of unique brands. For example, Gentle Monster, just look at this shop. Another activity in malls is cinema. Yes, cinema, because cinema in Thailand is something out of this world, and I even had no idea how cool that is. Cinemas in Thailand are very luxurious. I'm talking about this interior and how they look like, and I was feeling like I was in the theater. It's so cheeky, each cinema is very clean. And there is another strange thing about movies in Thailand. Before each movie starts, people raise up and they broadcast the pictures of their king. So that is a kind of anthem, I guess. And now the third thing about shopping malls in Thailand is their food courts. So save these 2 shopping malls because they had the biggest food courts I've ever seen, and they're not like big, they're not huge, they're like huge. That's impossible to describe what a great variety of food they have. I'd recommend you to try everything. Just everything that you see, just buy and try it because it's unique. And there are a lot of dishes of other countries, Asian countries like Vietnam, Japan, Korea. This is gonna be an interesting one. I guess you know that mostly brands produce their clothes in such countries like Cambodia, China, and Vietnam, of course. I lived in DaNang for 9 months. I didn't have any space in my luggage, but one day I decided to walk a bit. When I saw everything they had, I couldn't help but buy several items, of course. And I found out that they had a lot of outlets with luxurious brands. And I can recommend you these 2 because most of my new clothes I bought there. The quality was perfect, and the most interesting thing here is correlation of price and quality. It's very insanely cheap, but the quality is perfect too. Like, I do understand that because of they produce their clothes in Vietnam, the price is very cheap. After that kind of shopping, it's very hard to shop in other countries because you understand that this t-shirt costs much less. So they have like 2 types of shops, outlets. So I want to tell you a bit more about this shop because I'd recommend you visiting this one. It has like all the possible worldwide brands like Nike, Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, Adidas, all the brands. From the first sight, it seemed like a very cheap fake shop. But then I decided to look a bit closer, and I still can't understand that, but you wouldn't recognize that that was fake. Never. Everything was so perfect. The quality of fabric, they had branded tags, so just everything. If you saw any of those items in a brand shop where it has to be, you wouldn't say that it's fake. You would pay like $150 per t-shirt, for example. I've been wearing this clothes. I believe these clothes is being sold outside for much higher price. There is an opinion that Vietnamese people have 2 shifts on the factories. On the first shift, they produce the clothes that is being sold outside officially, like for brands, for being sold in Calvin Klein, Chanel, just all the brands. And at the night shifts, they do it like legally and officially, and they produce the same clothes, maybe with a bit less quality, but all the same for selling like for citizens or for such type of shopping that I had. I do believe that because I know how the clothes from Calvin Klein looks and what I saw, and that's like, I don't know how you can tell that that was fake, but just come and check it by yourself. Also, there is another part of shopping in Vietnam. There is the name of the street where you can find a largest each corner. There are plenty of the shops, and you can find really luxurious brands, not something like for mass market like Nike, but more something like Chanel, Christian Dior, Yves Saint Laurent. The price is very different. That depends on the quality which you would like to have. It starts like from $50 and up to, I don't know, 200, 300, 400, etc. So that depends on the quality. And there's the answer why a lot of Asian people have luxurious brands. Many of them are fake. To be honest, I wanted to buy something there, but I decided not to. I'm not sure I support such type of business. I want to buy something luxurious when I have money for that, but not like Chanel for $50. They sell not only accessories like bags, but also clothes and perfumes also. Even if you're not going to buy something there, you can just walk there, buy maybe some souvenirs for your friends. Maybe some of your friends would like to have something, I don't know, fake from Vietnam. Now, Japan. This is my favorite part because I was pretty surprised about that. I spent 2 weeks in Japan. My shopping experience was in Tokyo. The first tip I want to tell you, don't go to the shopping malls. They are about nothing. I visited 2 or 3 of the biggest shopping malls in Tokyo and I didn't see anything interesting there. So shopping in Japan is about buying some authentic Japanese brands. And it's even better because you wouldn't find any of these items anywhere else. Japanese brands are not cheap at all.
何それ OK です。僕も2個目にしたいと思います。
So how shopping in Japan looks like. That is experience that I had. That was like a building, 6-7 floors, very like pretty tiny and narrow. And there are plenty of shops, but not worldwide, but Japanese brands. I can't say they were famous, I know they have pretty high prices. I bought one t-shirt for around $50, but if still you're looking for something more famous like worldwide, I'd recommend you to go to the Don Quixote. There is a Megadon that is in Tokyo, and there are a lot of worldwide brands for much cheaper prices. I'm sure they're not fakes because it's forbidden to sell something fake in Japan, and the prices were really good. For example, I saw a lot of different bags, for example, Longchamp. I didn't buy anything. I very regret about that, but I have some Japanese brands, that's okay too.